The boy hadn't said a single word in 2 years, not even mommy. But one day he spoke. And guess who he spoke to? Not his mother, not his teacher, the gardener. From that moment, the whole house changed, and Madam Remi discovered a truth that shook her to her core. Madam Remi was a woman everyone in the estate respected and feared. Rich, powerful, always busy. Since her husband died in a terrible car crash, she focused on her business and left her only son, Tolu, in the care of nannies and teachers. But something broke in Tolu after the accident. He became quiet, completely silent. Doctors called it selective mutism. Some people said it was trauma, others said it was spiritual. Madam Remi tried everything. Pastors, therapists, even one prophet from Ibadan. Nothing worked. Her son would eat, write, and play quietly, but he never spoke. Not a word. Not to her. Not to anybody. Then one Monday morning, the new gardener arrived. His name was Baba Adebayo, an older man. Quiet, respectful, always wore a straw hat like he was going to the farm in the village. He didn't talk much to the staff. He focused on his work, watering the plants, trimming flowers, clearing the compound. It seemed ordinary until one housekeeper rushed to Madam Remi's room and said, "Ma, come and see something. Oh. Tolu is in the garden and he is laughing." Remi rushed to the window. She couldn't believe it. Her son was squatting beside the gardener, holding a small watering can, and he was smiling, something she hadn't seen in 2 years. That night, Remi couldn't sleep. The next day, she watched again. Same thing. Tolu would follow Baba Adebayo into the garden like a shadow. They would dig the soil, plant small seeds, and water the ground. Tolu didn't talk, but the laughter was back. Remi began to suspect something. What is this man doing to my son? She decided to confront him. One afternoon, she called Baba Adebayo to her office inside the house. "I want to ask you a question," she said. "What exactly are you doing with my son?" The man stood quietly, then replied, "I only plant with him, ma." Remi wasn't satisfied. "Don't insult me. That boy hasn't spoken to anyone in 2 years, not even me. Now he's laughing and following you up and down like a puppy. What did you tell him?" Baba Adebayo looked her in the eyes. "I didn't tell him anything, ma. I only showed him that even the earth listens. I told him that plants don't rush to grow, but they grow all the same. That flowers bloom after storms." Remi blinked. "What are you talking about?" But something in his voice held weight. It wasn't just parables. That evening, she asked the cook to show her the CCTV footage. She sat alone and watched hours of it. At exactly 3:47 p.m., she saw it. Tolu whispered something. She replayed it. And again, he had said something. His lips moved. Not once, but twice, in the presence of the gardener. Remi's chest tightened. This can't be ordinary. The next day, she went to the gardener's small staff quarters. She wanted to look around before confronting him again. In one corner of the room, she saw an old photograph, a small girl, maybe 6 or 7, smiling in a school uniform. On the back of the photo, "Aduni, forever my flower." She picked it up. Something about the child looked familiar. When she asked Baba Adebayo about it, his shoulders dropped. "She was my only daughter. She died 10 years ago. I was working when it happened. Her madam traveled, and the house girl left her unattended. She fell inside the compound well. Nobody noticed until it was too late." Remi's hands began to shake. She remembered that story, that well, that girl. It had happened in her own father's house. The maid had been fired. The case was covered up. Compensation was paid, but no one told her the girl's father was still searching for peace. Now, that man was in her compound, and her own son had found healing through him. That evening, Madam Remi walked into the garden herself. No makeup, no heels, just herself. She joined Baba Adebayo and her son beside a rose bush. "Teach me how to plant," she said. He didn't ask questions. He just handed her a trowel. From that day, she changed. Every evening, she spent time in the garden with her son. She stopped shouting at staff. She became softer, gentler. Her friends began to ask what had changed. 2 months later, Tolu spoke during a school presentation. The teachers cried. Remi cried. She set up a small healing garden in her estate dedicated to children with trauma, and she put Papa Adebayo in charge. You were not just a gardener, she told him. You were an answer I didn't know I was praying for. On Tolu's birthday, he gave Baba Adebayo a small flower pot. I named it Adunisa. The man broke down. Sometimes help doesn't come in the form we expect. Sometimes it comes with a strong heart, a quiet voice, and hands that understand pain. And sometimes the ones we overlook carry the very healing we need.